there is a 16-letter molecule sitting inside your mitochondria right now. Most doctors have never heard of it. The World Anti-Doping Agency banned it in 2022, and it might explain why your metabolism feels broken after 40, even when you are doing everything right. It is called MOTS-c. And by the end of this video, you will know more about it than 90% of people on the internet talking about it.
MOTS-c.
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 Back in 2015, a scientist named Pinchas Cohen at the University of Southern California found something nobody expected buried inside the part of your cell that makes energy, the mitochondria. There was a tiny hidden code, not in your regular DNA, in a totally separate set of instructions that mitochondria carry on their own. That code made a 16 amino acid peptide. Cohen named it MOTS-c, which stands for Mitochondrial Open Reading Frame of the 12S ribosomal RNA type C. He even gave it a nickname that sounds like Yiddish for bread, MOTS-c, and kept the pattern going with other peptides he discovered later, with names like Schmooze and Schlep. Funny name, but a serious discovery, because what this little molecule does next is the whole reason we are making this video.
What if there was a peptide that mimicked the metabolic benefits of exercise? See, that's what MOTS-c actually does.
Here is the simple version. For most of your life, mitochondria just sit quietly inside your cells, making energy. But when your body hits stress, hard exercise, skipping meals, or even just getting older, MOTS-c leaves the mitochondria and travels straight into the control room of the cell, the nucleus. Once it is in there, it starts flipping switches. It turns on a master fuel sensor called AMPK. Think of AMPK as the dashboard warning light that screams, "We are low on gas, start burning fat now." MOTS-c also nudges your muscles to pull in more sugar from the blood and push fat into the furnace to be burned for fuel. This is exactly why biohackers call it exercise in a bottle. It tricks your cells into thinking you just finished a hard workout, even when you did not.
So exercise activates AMPK, fasting activates AMPK, sauna activates AMPK. There's some information out there that cold plunging activates AMPK. So there's lots of things that can activate it if you do it properly.
But here's the part that should grab your attention if you are a woman over 35. As we age, and especially once we hit perimenopause, our natural levels of MOTS-c start dropping. Right around the same time, our metabolism slows down, fat starts settling around the belly, and energy crashes. That timing is not a coincidence researchers are ignoring. When estrogen drops during menopause, the body shifts fat storage toward the belly. Insulin stops working as well, and low-grade inflammation creeps in everywhere. Doctors sometimes wave this off as middle-age spread, like it is just something women have to accept. Researchers studying mice without ovaries, which is the closest model scientists have to human menopause, found that giving these mice MOTS-c reversed a chunk of that damage. The mice burned more visceral fat. Their brown fat, the metabolically active fat that burns calories instead of storing them, became more active. And inflammatory markers like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, the same molecules linked to joint pain and stubborn weight, drop. In small human pilot studies, people using MOTS-c alongside lifestyle changes saw real drops in visceral fat and fat stored in the liver without cutting calories further. That is the detail that gets people's attention. because most fat loss tools only work if you eat less. This one appeared to work on a completely different lever.
Now, who do I think this is most useful for? Well, the women who message me are almost always in the same position. They're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s. They're in perimenopause or menopause. They're dealing with low energy, brain fog, low motivation, and belly fat, to be honest. And so I wasn't suffering from the belly fat, but I was suffering from the others. And that is where I see the biggest potential for a peptide like MOTS-c.
Now flip to the other end of a woman's life. Women with PCOS often deal with insulin resistance and high androgen levels. And it turns out their MOTS-c levels are measurably lower than women without PCOS. Lower MOTS-c, more insulin resistance, more hormone chaos. Scientists studying this found that fat in the blood normally triggers a short-term spike in MOTS-c to help burn it off, but insulin blunts that spike. In PCOS, chronically high insulin keeps shutting that spike down entirely, trapping the body in a cycle it cannot escape on its own. This is also tied to bone health and skin aging. MOTS-c appears to push bone-building cells to grow while slowing down the cells that break bone down, and it may protect collagen in skin by calming the same inflammatory signal, IL-6, that breaks collagen apart over time. Here is your plot twist. In animal trials, MOTS-c roughly doubled treadmill endurance and boosted grip strength. That kind of result does not stay quiet in the athletic world for long. In 2022, the World Anti-Doping Agency officially banned MOTS-c, filing it under hormone and metabolic modulators. Tech founder Brian Johnson, podcaster Gary Brecka, and biohacker Dave Asprey have all talked about mitochondrial peptides like this one as part of their longevity routines. Fitness influencer Kim Constable, known online as the Sculpted Vegan, has openly discussed combining it with hormone therapy during her own perimenopause journey to fight stubborn fat and fatigue.
For an aging person, 40, 50, 60s, and 70s, what we notice is, you already kind of mentioned it, massive improvement in endothelial function. So tissue sensitivity, 5 sense sensitivity increases, brain speed increases, vascular protection, kidney protection. I mean, it's really an amazing compound. My wife and I have been using it since the end of August.
A banned substance that mimics exercise this well sounds almost too good to be true. So let's talk about the part the hype videos skip. MOTS-c is still classified as an investigational compound. It has not been approved by the FDA or Health Canada for human use. That means there is no standardized, regulated product, no guaranteed purity, and no long-term safety data the way there is for an approved medication. Documented reactions include redness or swelling where it is given, occasional fatigue, mild insomnia, and reports of heart palpitations. There is also a theoretical concern about heart muscle changes when combined with extreme, prolonged athletic strain at high doses. It should never be used by anyone with an active cancer diagnosis, and never during pregnancy or breastfeeding. This is exactly the kind of decision that belongs in a conversation with a doctor who knows your full medical history, not in a comment section. So, is MOTS-c the missing piece for women's metabolism after 35? Or is it just the newest face of an old hype cycle? Maybe both. The science on what it does inside a cell is real and growing. The question of whether it belongs in your bathroom cabinet is still being written. If this kind of deep dive into the science behind women's hormones and metabolism is your thing, subscribe, because we are just getting started.